Kia ora, and welcome to Tuesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news: conflict in the Persian Gulf has erupted again, with attacks on US naval forces trying to open the waterway for US-flagged vessels. Iran also hit the UAE. Iran is also warning that it will tighten its control over the strait. So far, there have been 28 attacks and 6 near misses. The oil price has risen, equities have fallen, and benchmark interest rates rose. How China reacts will be important now. So far, they are bolstering their support of Tehran via trade and payment support, and banning their companies from respecting the US sanctions threats. In the US, factory orders rose in March, and by more than expected, as the stockpiling trend got started. They are now almost 3.7% higher on a nominal basis than a year ago. This data matches the earlier factory PMI data we've reported. US April vehicle sales came in at an annualised 15.9 million rate, slightly less than for March and less than expected. This was down 7.2% from April 2025, but holding at about the post-pandemic average, which in turn is about 10% lower than the pre-pandemic levels. The US Fed Loan Officers Survey may have disappointed some observers. Earlier in the year, indications were for rising demand, but the results of the April survey found little change. At least it didn't find softer demand. In Canada, they've announced a $1 billion support program for manufacturers hit by the swinging Trump tariffs on their steel products, a sector hit particularly hard. Another $500 million in regional support was announced at the same time. In South Korea, we got another very good factory PMI for April. The S&P Global version rose to 53.6 in April from 52.6 in March, the strongest expansion since February 2022. And the scramble is for more orders and for production to get ahead of incoming inflation pressure. In fact, input costs and output price inflation surged to its highest in the 22-year history of this monitoring. In Taiwan, the same scramble is underway, with production and sales rising sharply as firms look to stockpile. That drove their factory PMI to new momentum and a 5-year high. In Europe, the ECB also released a survey of bank forecasters. They found there were expectations for higher inflation in the near term, but unchanged further out. These analysts have downgraded their 2026 and 2027 growth expectations, but left longer forecasts unchanged. In Australia, the Melbourne Institute's inflation gauge tracking reported a 0.6% rise from March to be 4.3% higher than a year ago. The April result was lower than the record high monthly increase of 1.3% in March and compares with the official March monthly annual rise of 4.6%. Despite the easing, this rate remains very high and well above what the RBA will be comfortable with. The RBA is widely expected to raise its policy rate 25 basis points to 4.35% later today, although in the past 24 hours the market conviction has wavered. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.44%, up 6 basis points from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today down $92 at $4,522 an ounce. Silver is down $2 at just under $73 an ounce. And American oil prices are up $3 at just on $105 a barrel, while the international Brent price is up $5.50, now at $113.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is down 30 basis points from yesterday at 58.7 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're holding at 81.9 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 10 basis points at 50.2 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today just under 62.1, which is down 20 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $80,582 and up 2.4% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest, though, at just under plus or minus 1.6%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. Do this again tomorrow.